Town and Watford. They were promoted together in the 81-82 season, I believe it was. That's correct. And we've compiled a little flashback, a little trip down memory lane. If you could take us through some of the fresh faces we can see here. What was it like then?
Well, it was a good side. I mean, the club was ambitious. The difference then was the club was able to hold on to its players that were progressing. For example, this clip in the dressing room, the Brian Steen and Ricky Hill, who both came from backgrounds not very high up, one from Edgware Town, one from school, both went on to play for England. And, you know, the pleasure now is that several of them are managing. Richard Money's at Scunthorpe, Brian Horton's at Oxford with David Moss, Lil Facillo's managing Peterborough, Radiant has managed Real Madrid, which is tremendous. And of course, you know, other players.
Mr. Facillo?
Mr. Facillo, yes, he'll do a good job. Just with his chairman, another ex-Lutonian, Chris Turner. David Moss was a very, very fine winger, one of the finest wingers I've ever worked with. He could place a ball on a sixpence. There you see him hitting the stanchion for fun from a penalty. And, you know, the players had the confidence to pass the ball. They'd been twice almost successful. They had the heartbreak of missing promotion the year before they finally achieved it. Here you see some telepathy between Ricky Hill and Brian Steen. Brilliant play by Steen. Another goal against the old enemy, Watford. We invariably did beat Watford. But Brian Horton, there you see celebrating that goal. He was the catalyst. The year before, he wasn't with us, and the final year we got up, he was the one that came and captained the side and brought it all together. We had a marvellous centre-back too called Mal Donaghy, who...
still going strong.
Well, he must be getting on for 40. He's fantastic. There's a great cross, great header by Steen. I think Steve Sherwood, the unlucky goalkeeper for Watford.
But you were telling us, David, you're now in a new era where you're building a team. This team also took a little bit of building, didn't it?
Yes, it did. It took, well, 3 or 4 years. They'd gone close twice. It was an excellent side. And of course, after this, the leading goal scorer, Steve White, still playing at Swindon Town. Immediately we won this championship, he left after scoring something like 17 or 20 goals. And Paul Walsh came and we started manoeuvring and using the transfer system. Now it's a little bit more difficult for us to use the transfer system. We can still sell, we'll always be able to sell, because we give young players a chance at Luton.
But is there a Ricky Hill or Brian Steen in the wings at Luton right now?
I think we've got players in the wings, but they need games and they need experience, and the only way they can gain that experience is the hard way. We have to be patient, we have to give them time. They seem quite a responsive group, don't they? They seem as though they're listening. It must have been... I must have told them the camera was coming that day.
We'll have to do it again for you. OK, David, enough nostalgia. Let's now have a look at the modern generation of players at Kenilworth Road. Luton Town versus Watford, the big local derby to kick off the season. And our commentator there is Jerry Harrison.
A new season, a fresh start, particularly for Jurgen Sommer, the American goalkeeper who starts his first league game for Luton. The departure of Alex Chamberlain, the sale of leading scorer Phil Gray, familiar tales of commercial expediency at Kenilworth Road. But there is talent here in this Luton team wearing squad numbers for the first time. Very little backup though if things go wrong. But this is a golden opportunity for youngsters like Scott Oakes and Martin Williams. And they'll need help from the experienced Kerry Dixon, starting a new loan spell from Southampton. So the big local derby to start with here at Kenilworth Road. Both sides will benefit enormously from a good start. First priority is getting things right at the back, but both sides determined that it's going to be chipped forward by Jason Rees. In goes Kerry Dixon and over the top. Right start from Luton. All league are over 15 stone, but he's one of them. Here's Paul Furlong, the leading scorer for Watford last season. Scott Oakes breaks away for Luton. Telfer was hacked, but the game goes on as Julian James gets it forward to Williams. The back pass is on, but Dixon's got there. The poor back pass. Dixon intercepted it. Williams firing two, but brought down quite blatantly by Barry Ashby. Priest is coming over now to take charge with the left foot, is it? And curl it in. Dixon making a move. Now, Priest and the touch almost by Dixon. Just an inch or two away from it. Here's Charlery, Porter, Drysdale free on the left-hand side. Watford looking good here. Julian James goes across. Good deep cross to Baisley. Well picked out. Now they've got an opening here as Charlery gets up. And it's Furlong. Good block by Sommer. Chopped down quite badly. That's a bad one. Barry Ashby goes in there. The referee is getting his hand to his pocket. There's fist flying rather ridiculously as Priest lies in agony on the ground. And that was ridiculous play by Watford. The referee had control of that one, and he's off. Ashby goes, not so much, I think, because of the challenge, but because of what happened afterwards. But the referee... Dreyer shoots, hits the wall. Dreyer again, miscues. Julian James under pressure quickly, which should have been got to him quicker by Dixon. And I imagine this day of sunshine will become even more fiery in the next few minutes. Referee a key figure now. Dreyer gets in there with a header, and there goes Julian James, just wide. Williams holds it up well. Priest gets his foot away from it. Kerry Dixon now might be able to get in here. Great save. Beautiful save by Simon Shepherd. He needed all of his 6'4" there. And that was a beautiful move. Dixon looked at it as if he'd out-thwarted him there, but he was backpedaling and just gets fingertips to it. Great save. Well intercepted by Marvin Johnson. Johnson going forward, he's in with a chance here. Johnson, good save. Another brilliant bit of play by Simon Shepherd. Well, Simon Shepherd couldn't get into the England youth side, but it looks as if he might well get into the Watford side here. Great bit of play by the 20-year-old as Johnson came at him. John Dreyer coming forward for Luton, waiting out on that touchline while he gets his position. Dreyer coming to it here. Well beaten though by Holdsworth. Oh, there's space here. Johnson got it out well, and here comes Telfer. Paul Telfer accepting a very easy opportunity there as the ball is stabbed across the face of the goal, and he's absolutely purple with dismay that his goalkeeper should be, his defence should be exposed like that. Was he offside? Well, Watford players are still arguing, but although he's in a very, very isolated position, that ball's come from a long way off. Watford's still saying that that was offside, but Telfer has opened the account for Luton Town early in the second half. Lavin and Scott Oakes. Forward goes Telfer again. Good cross, Kerry Dixon coming to it. Jason Rees picking it up at the back post here. Forward goes Julian James, and there's a foul there by Paul Furlong. Free kick to Luton Town just outside the penalty area. All the Watford players back defensively here, of course. Jason Rees going to run over it. Looks as if it's going to be him first. While the referee, Paul Alcott, pulls the defensive wall back. Rees first, and Scott Oakes, great drive, another good save. Right on target there, Scott Oakes, but once again the stretching figure of Simon Shepherd saves Watford. Nicely done, right inside that near post. Another good save. Here's Ken Charlery, wide to Gerard Lavin. Watford have pushed a lot of players up. Furlong's asking for the deep pass. This is for Furlong, gets it well. Great header and a superb save from Jurgen Sommer. And they're both at it. Lovely deep cross from the right. The perfect far post header, but a great save again off the post. Well, it's a bright second half here, although Watford I don't think will feel too cheerful about the way things are going for them. Porter waiting for players to come to him, leaving a bit of space behind. And there's the shot, and it's knocked in. Surely it's going to go in. No, Telfer gets it away and James gets it away. There was Solomon in there. Dublin had a crack at it, Furlong had a crack at it, but it would not go over the line, and in the end it was cleared by Julian James. The space here for Porter. Can he get a good cross in? Uses Drysdale. Good ball, well marked by Peake. And that's a booking at least for Jason Drysdale as he went on Jason Rees. It was a late one. And they're letting their frustration spill over here. And he's off. That really was an extreme measure by the referee. It was certainly a unwarranted challenge, but the referees judged it to be dangerous play, and he's off. Peake is with him. Porter's coming to support this good play. Up goes the goalkeeper, and there's a chance here for Solomon. And the referee had blown the whistle for a foul on goalkeeper Jürgen Sommer, so that wouldn't have counted. And on comes Andy McDade to treat him. Well, once again, the referee protecting the goalkeeper because of the challenge of Charlery, and the whistle's gone by now. But he broke a toe, and although he's fit, they want to protect him a little bit longer. Pitch gets bigger by the second. Telfer shoots. It hits Dublin, who shrugs him off. Looking for the return now. Kerry Dixon. Oh, what a great goal, and that wraps it up. Kerry Dixon took aim from well outside the area and wellied it. And even the inspired Simon Shepherd couldn't get it this way. A rebound off Dublin. Then it comes straight to Kerry Dixon, who has a go from well outside the area. That's a classic goal of real Dixon vintage. He's had a great game, Simon Shepherd, but he had no chance with this one. Scott Oakes has got players supporting him. Ooh, not as casually as that, though, and Solomon does well. Here's Nogan darting down to the line. Good effort, good save by Pedersen, and two good goalkeeping displays. It's 2-1 with 3 minutes on our clock left. Kerry Dixon and Williams is in with a chance, and another good save once more by Simon Shepherd. What a superb match he's had.
And indeed, that was just about the last of the action at a sunny Kenilworth Road yesterday. It finished with the 9 men of Watford still pushing forward, still causing Luton a few problems, and both teams looking rather weary in the heat. But in the end, though, it was victory for Luton in this week's derby by 2-1. Second half goals by Paul Telfer and that cracker from Kerry Dixon before a late reply just 3 minutes from time by Paul Furlong. But it's Luton who take the points. Final score, Luton 2, Watford 1.